Good evening to the UNC family that is tuned in and locked on and listening. I know we are a few minutes away from the launch of the star team here at the Tunapuna Hindu School. And I can tell you the energy here is so.
Sound check, one, two. Check, check, check. Sound check. Sound. Yeah, so how you get your people coming to you?
I had them lined up here. Yeah. So I just want to test. Testing 1, 2. A special good evening to one and all listening on. This is very, very, very exciting. I can tell you that the energy here is infectious. The amount of persons that are showing up for the launch of the STAR team today is quite interesting, and to say the least, it is. People are coming out in their numbers. So we are here at the Tunapuna Hindu School. We are at the launch of the STAR team, and I have two persons lined up here. They're going to chat with us a little bit, and we're going to take you through the pre-show as to what today's program is going to be like. So I have with me, going to join this space, Mr. Eli Zakur. So, Mr. Zakur, how are you feeling?
Good, thank you. Good, very good, thank you.
So I noticed that you are one of the candidates that are going up on the STAR team.
Yes, I am. I filed my nomination papers for the Northwest region, Northwest representative, a position I've held since November 2017. So this will be my third time going up for this position.
And this particular area, this northwest area, northeast area, is an area that is somewhat held strongly by the PNM. But I've noted that in the last general elections, perhaps maybe under your astute leadership, that we would have seen some of the numbers that would have changed, and the UNC is breaking some grounds there. What do you have to say about that?
Well, the Northwest region, there are several constituencies that fall under. We have the 3 Diego Martins, Portishead, the 2 Lavent Hill seats, and the Sour Barrett area, the only one held by the UNC. But in the recent election, we have seen an increase in votes in all these areas in favor of the UNC. As you know, we are in the belly of the beast in these areas. But we have a great team, Marsha Walker, Don Sylvester, Alderman Sterling Chase, and myself, and as well as Senator Damien Ida. We have been working really hard. And as you would know, in 2019 local government elections, we would have gotten over 25% of the voter turnout, and we have now an alderman. First time the UNC ever got an alderman in the Diego Martin Regional Corporation.
And one of the things I noted, and as you mentioned, Marsha Walker and Senator Lyda, I was present at the Diego Martin TNT Speaks, which was a very vibrant meeting, and to say the least, you are absolutely right that the UNC has come in several places where the PNM holds the seat. I mean, we're in Tunapuna right now. What an interesting constituency to launch the STAR team. So what are you looking forward to this upcoming tenure serving on the national executive once you're successful?
Okay. Well, the first thing you said, we had a great meeting a couple of weeks ago where you were present. It was a good crowd. A lot more persons wanted to come out, but due to the crime in the area, unfortunately, many people could not have left their homes. A lot of people, though, did view online. This time around, we'll be building. We'll be rebuilding from the ground straight up. There are over 3,000 members of the UNC in the Diego Martin areas. So we'll be mobilizing and we'll be pushing the vote for the STAR team come June 26th.
All right, well, Mr. Zakur, let me don't leave you too much, because I know today is about the STAR team. So thank you very much for sharing this space with us.
Thank you.
So guys, we are still here. The seats are being filled. I'm seeing persons coming in from the numbers. I'm seeing the women's arm is here. The youth arm is here. We also have Brian Bay. He's here with us. So I'd like you to just share this space with me right now, Brian. Brian, how are you feeling to be here today?
I feel great. I feel elated. I feel alive. The crowds are coming in because, as you know, today is the official launch of the political leaders campaign with the Star team, and it is significant that the leader is launching her team on the East-West corridor. Normally, we do this in South, in the Bosses constituency, but the leader knows that East-West corridor is the place to be. And the East-West corridor is delighted to have KAMLA Prasad-Bisasa and her team here.
Well, the numbers are showing that the seats are filling up. I am not surprised, but it's early still for the show. And you're absolutely right. The Star team is being launched in the East-West corridor. So what are you looking forward to tonight? Tonight there's a presentation. And what are you looking forward to with this presentation? We have some dynamic speakers lined up.
We have a lot of speakers lined up, especially those of the Star team. But the major person, the major presentation is by the political leader. Because the leader is going to come here tonight. She will give all her plans as always. And also, she is not only the leader of the United National Congress, she is also the leader of the opposition. So we might hear some bombshells tonight as well. And I am pleased to be a part of the leaders team, being the legal officer for the UNC. I have always enjoyed being around KAMLA Prasad-Bisasa. I have been a child of the UNC. I have served at every level. And to serve along with KAMLA Prasad-Bisasa, this is the team that will take us back into government. This is the team that will make us the winning team for the next general election. But we also have a local election. And as you can see, this is the start. This is the branding of the United National Congress.
So Brian, you said that there may be some bombshells. You know something that I don't know?
Well, there are many things that we all may not know. But you see, that is the dynamism of KAMLA Prasad-Bisasa. And as you notice as well, all COVID-19 protocols are being observed. Everyone is wearing their mask. We have sanitizing going on. I must pay tribute to the Member of Parliament in Augustine, Khadija Amin, the Honorable Khadija Amin. She has ensured that this is a proper meeting. And the crowds are coming. The seats are almost filled. So very soon, you will see people spilling over.
I mean, if you all look to the back of this fountain, there's an entire bus load of UNC members coming in right now. What is your response to this? Did you anticipate such a turnout?
No, because you see, when the UNC faithful knows that KAMLA Prasad-Bisasa is here on the corridor, we will be coming in droves. You have cars coming in, people are walking in. We had a lady who just here, KAMLA coming, and she come in. So it's because this is what KAMLA Prasad-Bisasa is for the UNC. She's the unifier. She is the real unifier for the UNC. Nobody else.
And the country.
Yes, of course.
Well, Brian, I want to thank you. I want to really, really thank you for sharing this space with us today.
No problem,
and I look forward to catching back up with you during the show.
No problem, man. You're doing a great job as well. Keep it up.
Thank you, Brian. So, guys, I am telling you, the energy here is infectious. The amount of persons, the age groups, it's a sea of yellow. We are painting Trinidad and Tobago yellow. Now, I have the honor and the privilege to bring with me into this space the UTAM chairman, Mr. Kavish Siodial. Now, Kavish has been the UTAM chairman for... Kavish, come on, join us. Come on, Kavish. Kavish, how long have you been the UTAM chairman for?
I've been the UTAM chairman since July 2019, the present.
Now, Kavish, I was minding my business and just going through the internet, Facebook, saw something on Loop TT. I saw some press releases and I noticed that you would have called on the children of Trinidad and Tobago to end school violence. But there was a response to that. And then I saw that you put out another release. I've noted that you have been holding the government to account from your position. what more can you tell young persons listening on who are interested in politics and they might be not in support of the PNM? What would you tell them?
Well, I would tell young people now is the time to get involved. Now is the time to actually make a difference. Come out and let your voices be heard. By all of the actions of the government, we would realize that they are only lip service. They only speak. They don't act. They don't have policy or data-driven analysis to improve the lives of young people. So it's very easy to join the UNC UTAM. Reach out to us. Let us make a difference together. Let us make that change that is needed. And under KAMLA Pasal Bisesa and the United National Congress, young people would have a voice. We would see that the Honorable KAMLA Pasal Bisesa has given opportunities to a lot of young people. If you look at our MPs, they are the likes of Saddam Hussein, Vandana Mohit, Anita Haynes. So we need to, we need to get behind the leader and we need to continue supporting her.
You mentioned something so interesting, data-driven policy. Why is it so important to have data that would inform policy? Because it seems as though it's not exactly what we're seeing. So why is that important?
We want policy that will be able to improve or enhance the lives of our future generation and the entire population of Trinidad and Tobago. We just don't want lip service again by the government. We want something that would make a meaningful impact and contribution to the lives of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago.
Now, you also made a call for viewers listening on to join the UNC UTAM. Should someone be interested, how can they contact you or the UTAM?
They can go onto the UTAM's Facebook page, UNC National UTAM. They can send a message or they can WhatsApp me on 767-1111, and there I would provide further information based on the constituency that they reside in, and they would get in contact with the respective youth officer.
All right, well, thank you very much, Kavish. Kavish, thank you so very much for this interview. So guys, right now we are trying to see if we can pull a few other persons to interview them. I know I want to get at some other members. I see we have the Vice Chair, Miss Khadija Amin. I'm seeing Alderman Andrew Benjamin. I'm seeing several persons who I'd like to interview. I think I'm seeing someone. Mr. Brian Stone. So we are live right now, and this is the pre-show. So how are you feeling to be here at the launch of the Star team?
You know, I'm a man of just a few words, right? Just a few words. What I'm seeing here with this crowd is that, I mean, if this is, and it's still early,
Correct.
it could be a huge turnout as expected. I mean, look, Dr. Fuad Khan, I have a message from my partner, you know. Everybody wants KAMLA. Join the team and get on board. But KAMLA is the leader of our party. She is well liked. The membership wants KAMLA. And, well, if you just look around, you can see that it's very progressive. And look, you know what? We want elections. We want the PNM to call elections. I'm looking for another 33-3 as we got back in, as now got back in 86. I have a lot of friends. PNM, NAR, COP, it doesn't matter. Friends are friends. And for the first time I'm seeing in the last decade, a lot of my PNM colleagues are saying, you know, Brian, we had enough. We can't take this no more. The country is going to hell. I want to give KAMLA a chance. I want to hear her policies. We want to see what we could do. And as I told them, I expect all you to come on board this time around.
One of the things that I noticed about you is you take the fight off Facebook. I see a lot of Facebook warriors, right? I don't want to name a specific one who likes to call you out. but I've noticed that you're a man who gets on the street and you're one who protests and held several, or participated in several protests nationally and in Port of Spain. What is that feeling like to look at the persons in their face and protest against them in the streets?
Look, interesting question. I am UNC to the core, but I am Trini country first. Hence, that's one of the reasons why I'm UNC. Because UNC is the best organization for the progress of this country. I got involved in a lot of, as you know, a lot of protests because I am for workers, I'm for the rights, I'm for justice. And the injustices that is happening in this country, especially against workers by the People's National Movement, is horrendous. And people like me who are activists, we cannot sit back and just see it happen. We have to do something. We have to get involved. And that's one of the reasons why you see me in a lot of these protests. It may not be political, but it has more to do with justice and rights of our workers, especially with this labor. And that's my calling, you know, partner. But it's not easy for activists, getting arrested, getting rough up. The last protest with Anisette for the labor, me and assistant superintendent had it out. The man was blocking me. And I told him, I said, we have to listen to you, but you are interfering with us. Marchers, that is our right. It's intimidation. But don't worry. What goes around comes around, Trinidad and Tobago. We're taking it to the streets and we're winning.
All right, well, Mr. Stone, thank you very much for this interview. And we look forward to catching back up with you during the show.
No, great time.
All right, guys, so as I said, the seats are being filled. Busloads of persons are coming down. We're hearing some information. I see we have Mr. Safraz Ali with us here. Safraz,
Yes.
former councillor.
Yes.
I heard you're working very hard in St. Joseph.
Yes, we are.
So tell us about that.
Well, unfortunately for St. Joseph, we have had the misfortune of having the worst MP since 2013, which was D.L. Singh. So what is happening right now is that we actually reforming, we're revamping. We have had a new coordinator, Senator Arnold Roberts, and since he came on, I'm going to tell you something, it's magic working right now. I am telling you, the whole of Trinidad and Tobago D.L. Singh days are numbered.
I see all that big barbecue and thing in St. Joseph.
Yes. We have to raise the funds, we have to pay the bills, we have to mobilize. And in UNC, we are a party of performance. We don't wait, right? We going outside there, we're looking for it, we're earning our money to pay our bills, and we're jamming and we're encouraging the people to come out, unite, because we cannot take much more of this wicked PNM regime.
And tonight we are here for the Star team. How do you feel about the Star team here tonight?
I feel real good because number one, we have the best leader, the Honorable KAMLA offering herself back up as political leader. We have had unprecedented performance and progress under her, both as political leader and as Prime Minister. And definitely want a repeat of that. So I was very happy when she put back up her candidacy. That's one. And two, the team around her is a team of young, old, a mix, and it will augur well for our party. We're going to unite. Our first hurdle is to win the internal elections, and the second hurdle will be to beat that PNM. But everything in time will fall into place.
Well, Safraz, I want to thank you for sharing this space with me here today, and I look forward to catching back up with you again. Thank you. Take care.
You have real potential.
Thanks. So guys, as you can see right now, this is the crowd. I mean, look at the numbers of persons that are here with us.
I'm a fool, but never have no faith, don't believe in.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago. 15-year-old student, Mikhail Rampasad is a 15-year-old student of Exodus Steel Orchestra. He hails from Macoya Settlement in St. Augustine constituency. Give him a round of applause as he performs the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago.
Good evening to my UNC family. Good evening to Trinidad and Tobago. Today I want you all to stand with me. All of you all to stand, and we will say the Our Father prayer together. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever. Remain standing. Almighty God, we come before your presence this evening. We want to give all honor and glory to you, O God. We thank you for waking us up this morning. We thank you for coming here with us today, O God. We thank you for staying with us, and when we are about to leave, we ask you for your divine intervention, your covering of your Holy Spirit. I bring the political leader, the Honorable KAMLA Prasad Bisesa, before you. I bring all MPs, all senators, councillors, aldermen, UNC family. I bring Trinidad and Tobago before you, O God. I bring our youths, of the nation before you. We ask you for divine intervention. Fall fresh upon us, oh God, because we can do nothing of ourselves. We depending on you, oh God. We just want to give you all the praise and glory. We ask you for favor, blessed God. You seeing what's going on, you knows and you sees all things. We place everything before you in no other name, but in Jesus' almighty name. You know, whatever faith or religion you belongs to, I want you to say amen together with me. Amen? 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 Praise the Lord. Thank you.
Good evening, Team UNC. Good evening, Team UNC. Good evening. I am Amit Mahabir and I support KAMLA Prasad Bisasa for the leader of the United National Congress. I am chairman of the St. Augustine UNC Executive. I say good evening to our honorable political leader, Mrs. KAMLA Prasad Bisasa, our esteemed Member of Parliament for St. Augustine, Ms. Khadija Amin, our national executive members, our MPs, senators, our esteemed members of the Star Slate, the General Secretary of the United National Congress, our councillors, guest speakers, supporters, those viewing and listening on our social media platforms, welcome to the St. Augustine constituency. Tonight is about togetherness and unity. One party, one leader, one team. Tonight we have gathered together to launch our Star Slate of the United National Congress. Let's hear it for the Star Slate. The Honorable KAMLA Prasad Bisasa was elected into office to serve the people of Trinidad and Tobago, ensuring that every creed and race find an equal place. My friends, the United National Congress had some of the most successful programs and initiatives in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. Under KAMLA Prasad Bisasa leadership, the Children's Life Fund was established. Every single secondary school student was given a laptop. Now parents have to take a means test. Look at what happened during the pandemic. Children were home for months without any devices to continue their studies. KAMLA Prasad Bisasa raised the pension and minimum wage for all, not once, but twice, whereas now public servants are being offered a measly 2% increase. Under KAMLA Prasad Bisasa, VAT was removed from more than 7,000 food items, and today, under this PNM government, single mothers are unable to provide for their families. She has built and repaired hundreds of kilometers of roadway, but look at what is happening now. There is a pothole in every corner for each Balize plant. The PNM failed the citizens of this country since 2015, and it continues to fail us in 2022. During a worldwide pandemic, the PNM mercilessly increased the cost of living, increased fuel prices, and laughed at us not once, not twice, but 3 times. And now they have threatened to impose the most unpopular and oppressive property tax coming soon. The only thing that has not increased was their performance. The only leader that can lead us out of this oppression, this hell, is KAMLA Prasad Bisasa. We, the people of St. Augustine, wholeheartedly support KAMLA Prasad Bisasa and the members of a Star Slate. Which leader do you know has the charisma, competence, and political will other than our KAMLA Prasad Bisasa? Are you ready to continue to unite under one leader? Are you ready to face the polls on the 26th of June? Are you ready to return KAMLA Prasad Bisasa as leader of the UNC? Most importantly, are you ready to come together and unite under one leader, one party, one team? In KAMLA Prasad Bisasa, you have a leader that supports you, that cares for you, that loves you, that will turn this country around and than what it is before. Return us into good governance. Long live KAMLA Prasad Bisasa. Long live the United National Congress. Long live us all. Thank you and enjoy the evening.
It's said to be the keeper, all man's destiny. Though the lords of wars and ways who rule our lives say they have the key, they're just selling empty dreams that can't fulfill our needs. Don't they know we understand?
A pleasant good evening, UNC family. Welcome. My name is Garth Mills and I support KAMLA Prasad Bisasa for leader of the United National Congress. My job tonight is simple. It's to introduce Mr. Eli Zaku, a self-made successful entrepreneur and commercial pilot. Eli Zaku undeniably exhibits unfettered determination as the current Northwest Regional Representative for the UNC. He believes in volunteer service to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. As such, he has performed numerous charitable works as a Rotarian with the aim of developing and progressing our society. It is his vibrancy and analytical nature that enables him to be committed to becoming the positive and progressive change that we in the UNC believes in. Please welcome candidate to return as Northwest Coordinator, Mr. Eli Zaku.
Good evening. Political leader and the next political leader of the United National Congress, the Honorable Mrs. KAMLA Prasad Bisasa. My fellow colleagues, my UNC brothers and sisters, gathered here this evening. It is great to see you after so long and to be back at open-air meetings. How does it feel? As your Northwest Regional Representative, I proudly say that the Diego Martin constituencies stand firmly with Mrs. KAMLA Prasad Bisasa as political leader for our great party, the United National Congress. This party has witnessed several seasons over the past 33 years, but under the distinguished leadership of Mrs. KAMLA Prasad Bisasa, we have developed from strength to strength. Today, the UNC is stronger than ever. With our leader as the first female Prime Minister, this country achieved significant growth and prosperity between 2010 and 2015. During this time, she has demonstrated that she is a leader that stands by the people and for the people. We are now, each and every one of us, struggling under the effects of a failed economy. Our national security situation is worse than it's ever been. Over 100,000 people are without jobs. Our foreign reserves have been drained, and our children now face a most dismal future. Take a look, my brothers and sisters, at the difference. Our dear leader has always put the welfare of this country's children first, because she is a visionary who understands that investing in our children plants a seed for a brighter future for the country. By contrast, what is the PNM doing for our children? Look at what is going on now with the management of the children homes. What is their vision for our future? Petrotrin is gone. Our energy sector is in shambles. Gate is gone. Parents must now fight to educate their children who have returned to school after 2 years of absence owing to COVID. During this time, the government refused to provide laptops and other devices. There have been massive budget cuts for the already strained social services which our leader put in place for the protection of our children, like the Children's Authority, which is now a failure due to the lack of resources provided to sustain its vast mandate by a government that simply doesn't concentrate on our children. My brothers and sisters, the signs are clear. We need a leader with the heart for the people more than ever. We need a visionary leader, a leader who isn't solely focused on self-promotion or benefit, a leader who has demonstrated a dedication to the people of this country and the future of our country. A leader with a track record and a necessary experience to lead this country out of its present situation. This country needs the Honorable Mrs. KAMLA Passa's leadership now more than ever. She is the only leader in Trinidad and Tobago that has shown the loyalty and the commitment to the people. We will stand hand in hand with Ms. Persad-Bissessar to continue the fight. We will never give up on our nation. We cannot turn our backs on our children who need us now more than ever. We will fight for decency, fight for national security, fight for democracy, fight for the future of this nation. God bless Mrs. KAMLA Persad-Bissessar. You are the true leader of the UNC. God bless the UNC and God bless Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you and good night.
Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for justice, peace and bread. Sing this song for bread, peace and justice.
Good afternoon, my UNC family. My name is Safraz Ali, and I support the Honorable KAMLA Persad-Bissessar for leader of the United National Congress. Before I actually start, I understand boss is on our way, so I would like everybody to raise their voice and welcome her when she comes. But let her hear our voice now. So who do we want for our political leader? Who do we want for our next Prime Minister? Thank you very much. You all are beautiful. My job tonight is to introduce another winning candidate on the star team, Mr. Don Sylvester. Don Sylvester has blazingly contributed to our nation's culture and heritage as he maintains his role as Deputy Chairman of the National Carnival Commission, a former hospital assistant at the St. Anne's Hospital, a proofreader at the Express newspaper, and Assistant Secretary to the Public Services Association. He also effortlessly executed his political role as Regional Coordinator for the Northwest region, serving as a senator on more than one occasion, and is currently a member of the National Executive of the UNC. Now hear this one. He hailing from Diego Martin, so I am sure in his role as election officer, he will help get rid of those three nincompoops, Rowley, Imbert, and Nosebreaker. No breaker, but it's Nosebreaker. He hails from Diego Martin and is a firm supporter of KAMLA Persad-Bissessar. Please welcome our next election officer, Mr. Don Sylvester.
Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for justice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sing this song.
Thank you. Pleasant good night to the Honorable KAMLA Persad-Bissessar, our political leader and the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Somebody gave me a little speech. I said, I'm coming to talk to people. I ain't want no speech. I'm talking from my heart. We are putting a lie to what Rowley and the PNM says. They always say it, that the UNC is east of the Caroni Bridge. Let them come here tonight and see the east-west corridor come out in numbers tonight to support KAMLA Persad-Bissessar. We have some battles to fight. Some will be easy. We have the internal elections, which in my mind is a foregone conclusion. We go deal with that and put back KAMLA as political leader. When we finish that, we have the local elections coming up. do, according to my sister, we will teach them a lesson. The UNC will win the local government elections coming up. But all those elections will be trial runs. The main election will follow, which is a simple choice between Keith, Christopher, Ignatius, Paul, Solomon, Rowley, and Kamla Prasad Bisesa, and the people of Trinidad and Tobago will overwhelmingly support Kamla Prasad Bisesa. But we have to work. We have to work very hard. We have to band together. We have to join together. So from Arima in the east, all the way down to Chaguaramas, Carnage, Digo Martin, we have to take over the corporations. We have to continue the work for Kamla Prasad Bisesa and the UNC. So brothers and sisters, steel yourself. Get yourself ready. Get prepared. The party is strong and the party is building. So after this first round, we'll prepare ourselves and be ready to bring back as our political leader Kamla Prasad Bisesa, win the corporations and win the national elections, and have Kamla Prasad Bisesa as the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. I thank you.
Is said to be the keeper, all man's destiny. My UNC family, make some noise. My Kamla Prasad Bisesa star team, make some noise. My name is Jalen Rupnarain, and I support Kamla Prasad Bisesa as political leader of the United National Congress. Our next speaker is an accomplished and talented footballer, a humble family and outspoken champion of the people. In his rise to international football acclaim, he asserted himself as a true patriot of Trinidad and Tobago. His aspiration to help in the evolution and progress of the young people of our nation is what encouraged him to enter into the world of politics. He performs his role as senator by utilizing his international experiences to unite communities. He continues to serve the people of Tunapuna, even though he was not successful in the last general election. But in the next general election, we must ensure UNC will win Tunapuna. Do you agree? Let us welcome Senator David Naked.
Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for justice, peace and bread. Sing this song for bread, peace and justice.
Good evening. Good evening to my UNC family, especially my UNC family in Tunapuna. It's wonderful to see all of you all here. I don't think anybody needs to write a speech when we see such a vibrant, diverse, enthusiastic crowd. You know, it really uplifts your soul when you see the other side, how they like to divide based on falsities and inanities
And then you look at this crowd here, as my brother Don Sylvester said. Wonderful, wonderful crowd. This is Trinidad and Tobago. This is the UNC. And when we talk about supporting our political leader, the Honorable KAMLA Prasad Bisasa, and her lovely name, Sushila. What a beautiful name. How you could mock that? You ought to be a clown to mock that. You ought to be a nincompoop to mock that. What a name. As a matter of fact, if I ever have a next daughter, she might be Sushila. So I like looking at this crowd, and it brings me to mind, when we support KAMLA Prasad Bisasa, we don't have to only support her in our words. We have to move away from what the PNM is accustomed to. We have to support her by our action. So we cannot say we support KAMLA Prasad Bisasa, but then every time we get a chance, we looking to take a snipe at her. When she appoints somebody or selects somebody, elects somebody, you're looking to undermine them. We're doing whatever we do to help the PNM. You all know who I'm talking about. You all know the people I'm talking about. We have to move beyond that as a people, as a party. UNC must be above all that. I ain't saying we let somebody come and hit us a slap and we turn the other cheek. Well, you know David Naked. We know on that. Because you see what the boss do. Camille Robinson come. And what she get? She got a nice little clout. She got a nice little clout on the bald head. Take that. Go away. And when the leader could show that they could be humble, when she showed that they could be compassionate, at the same time, you could be strong. That is leadership. So I remember when I was asked by the boss and by the Honorable DPL, Julian John, to look at the case of the Children Authority and those two boys, young boys, Simeon Daniel, Antonio Francois, who were killed. I remember when the boss asked about that. And then we had the violence in the schools coming up. As a matter of fact, we are certain, because of my expose encouraged by the boss, about those two boys being murdered, about the sexual and physical abuse they suffered. That is why the Judith Jones report came into being. When they found out what was going on in that, when they found out that that Children's Authority was in fact a PNM slush fund, which I have said on several forums, and never been disputed by the PNM. The boss came and said, if we had known about any children being abused in those authorities right now, you think we'd have sat on it 6 months? You think the boss would have sat on that 6 months? The boss would have bring a backhoe and mash down that place. She'd have sent every single senator, MP, every single police officer to make sure that those abused were taken out of the homes. Until now, you know what Ayanna Webster with all the crocodile tears saying? We can't do nothing. I tell them, but we can't do nothing. They say hold off. You think that would have happened? You think until now nobody would be fired if the boss was in charge? And Keith Rowley is the line minister for that Children's Authority. So right now you have children being abused and Keith Rowley ain't say a word until now. Ain't say a word. Until now Keith Rowley never mentioned those two boys who are abused, murdered to cover up what is PNM members who are abusing people in authority. Why is that? And we as a nation get distracted. We get distracted even within our own party with internecine fighting and all that. We have to get away from that. We have to rise above that as a party. We have to realize that this party, with this leader called KAMLA, Sushila, Prasad Bisasa, will take this country forward. And I keep saying her name for the PNM to hear, because I remember growing up in my house, and when we used to hear about the African activists involved in the anti-apartheid movement, we used to hear about Steve Biko, Nelly called my son Biko. We used to hear about Nelson Mandela, Sisulu, all you know all the names. But in my house, we used to hear about a woman called Amma Naidu. All you know is that? Amma Naidu was an East Indian woman, one of the most prominent anti-apartheid activists in South Africa. You want to hear about her? Know about her. And that woman was what they call the KAMLA of South Africa, with quiet resolve. Don't play, don't get fooled. I tell you, don't get fooled with the humility and the compassion. When KAMLA Prasad Bisasa ready to roll and rumble, she ready to roll and rumble. And that is why Rowley, one of them, running hard, trying to mash up what she has built. What she has built, a young, a diverse, a multicultural party that Trinidad and Tobago until now has never seen. Never seen. So I'm very thankful to see all of you. My time is short. I love to see all of you all. And I end, as usual, with the phrase, love in the house, UNC. Love in the house. All the time.
Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for justice, peace and bread. Sing this song for bread, peace and justice.
One party, one leader. I am UNC and proud. Good night, my UNC family. I am Raquel Ghani and I support KAMLA Prasad Bisasa for leader of the United National Congress. Tonight is my duty to introduce to you this special person. His name is Saddam Hussein, and he is not a terrorist. But he's a fearless fighter for the people. This young, dynamic advocate attorney fighter exhibits relentless ambition to build and develop the minds of our nation's youths and their communities. He has courageously fought for the rights, liberties, legalities, and unprejudiced development of our citizens through his knowledge and experience in both criminal and civil law. He is also our Member of Parliament for the constituency of Barataria Sanwan. Please welcome your next Research Officer of the UNC, MP Saddam Hussein.
Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for justice, peace and bread. Sing this song for bread, peace and justice.
Good evening, UNC family. Good evening, UNC family. It is so good to be back in person. And it is so good that the political leader has decided to launch a campaign in no other place but the East-West corridor. So Tunapuna, St. Augustine, Lopino Bonnet, Arima, Barataria Sanwan. You all look lovely tonight. Welcome to the Honorable KAMLA Prasad Bisasa, the next political leader of the United National Congress, together with members of our star team. Tonight I'm privileged to be part of that star team as the next research officer on the National Executive of the UNC. And this movement is continuously growing because you know why? People are fed up. People are frustrated. People just want to get rid of the PNM. And the only way we can get rid of the PNM is that the United National Congress must be united and strong. And KAMLA Prasad Bisasa has proven herself to be that magnet of unity in the past, and she will be the magnet of unity in the future to take us back into the corridor of powers, removing this wicked, incompetent, and corrupt, Rowley-led PNM government. KAMLA Persad-Bissessar has proven that she fought for the woman. The United National Congress can boast as the only political party in the history of Trinidad and Tobago to ever have a female prime minister from right within our bowels. The United National Congress can boast of having one of the most diverse team inside of that parliament. We have experience, we have youth, and that is all because of KAMLA Persad-Bissessar. Look around you right now. Look around you. You will see the diversity around us because KAMLA Persad-Bissessar is that magnet of unity. So don't let the PNM distract you. We are united and we are strong. The PNM has offered us they offered us ministers with more questions than answers. With more questions than answers. And we have seen in the past that the PNM continuously lie. They go on a political platform and they lie. You remember Petrotrin? Where he said he wasn't closing down Petrotrin? And then what happened after? He shut down Petrotrin. They lie in the parliament. And now we realize they're lying in the courthouse. They're lying in the courthouse. So tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about that. Because there's a matter right now taking place in a court in the United States, in Miami, where the current Attorney General, he happened to be the lawyer for a man named Mr. Brian Quaitong. Everybody knows Mr. Quaitong. But when Mr. Amo became Attorney General, he then had to act for Trinidad and Tobago. But the country itself, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, is named as a party against against Mr. Quaitong in the matter in Miami. So Mr. Amo once acted for Quaitong, and now he's acting for Trinidad and Tobago in the same matter. So he is defense and prosecution in one. I see Senior Counsel Mr. Israel Khan is with us, and he will tell you that can never happen. That can never happen because that is a fundamental rule of law with respect to representation by attorneys at law, that they must not have any conflicts of interest with respect to their clients. And when Mr. Amo, he said he declared the conflicts of interest to the attorneys who represent Trinidad and Tobago in the US court. But they never brought that to the attention of the court. It is only when Mr. Quaitong and the others decided, here what? They said that man represented me in the past. How could he now be the one bringing the case against me with respect to the same exact matters? So Mr. Amo swore an affidavit in that court to say, well, I was just a junior lawyer. Says a junior lawyer. When we checked the court proceedings, Mr. Amo was a senior counsel appearing for Mr. Brian Quaitong in that matter. So that lie number one. Then he goes on to say in the affidavit that all he used to do in the matter was take notes. Take notes, you know. Senior counsel saying that he's taking notes in court. When we looked again at the court proceedings, Mr. Amo was advocating. He was cross-examining. He was grilling the witnesses in the preliminary inquiry. And then said that he was just taking notes. We have written submissions in that matter that Mr. Amo signed. We have the court transcript where he advocated the other lawyers in the matter when the magistrate asked. They said that we adopt the submissions of Mr. Amo. And that is to show you the extent of his involvement in the matter, but yet telling the court in Miami, all I used to do was sit down and take notes in court. You hear a lie? You hear a lie? Then what is also very startling is that he said he recused himself from the matter when he became Attorney General. But in the court judgment, in the affidavit that he swore to the court, this is what he did in the matter. He said he read the status report with respect to the matter. He was involved in the logistics of the trial, what that means. organizing the witnesses from Trinidad to fly up to the US and house them. He named persons to attend mediation. He named persons to attend the trial. He managed the payment of legal fees in that matter. He signed a settlement agreement in that matter. He spoke to the legal team in the US on 3 separate occasions. And you know what was really, really important in this thing? This man said he recused himself. But according to the order of the court and his affidavit, he authorized the dropping of certain claims brought by Trinidad and Tobago in the Miami court. Is that a recusal, my brothers and sisters? How could that be a recusal? And then Mr. Armour was named as a witness in the matter. He is named as a witness in the matter. So tonight, we must expose the PNM. We must continuously expose the PNM because they have brought nothing but misery to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And you feel all of this thing is free? It is the taxpayers who have to fund this. Hundreds of millions of dollars will have to go down in this case. Because when I did one check for the period between 2018 to 2021, that law firm in the US was paid $13.58 million. In 3 years, you know. In 3 years, you couldn't get a food card. In 3 years, they cut your disability grant. In my office in Barataria, Sawa today, a man who's disabled said, they take away my food card, they take away my disability grant, but yet $13.58 million was spent on this matter, and now Mr. Armour has conflicted himself in the matter that had gone to appeal. Who paying for that appeal? You think Mr. Armour taking out money from his pocket? You think Rowley taking out money from his pocket? It is you, the taxpayers. So when you pay your property tax that come in just now, and when you pay all the other taxes, that is what is going to fund the litigation in this particular matter. So my brothers and sisters, these are troubling times that we are in. And if we don't unite, and if we don't put back KAMLA Persad-Bissessar as our political leader, we will remain with the PNM. And no one wants that. So we must stand strong behind our political leader. We must stand strong behind her star team. Because we are very, very close to government. We are very, very close to government. So let them say what they want. Let them try to distract you. You stay focused. And let us go united, forward and strong. Long live the United National Congress. Long live our political leader. Long live the good people of Trinidad and Tobago. I thank you very much.
Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for justice, peace and bread. Sing this song for bread, peace and justice.
My UNC family, good night. My name is Seema Ramstrand Augustine, and I am the Councillor for Vals in St. Joseph. And I want to tell you here tonight that I support KAMLA Persad-Bissessar for the leader of the United National Congress. And I will tell you why. Anybody here knows why? Because we will never have a leader who loves us like she does. And you know what is more amazing? She doesn't just love us, you know, not just the UNC members or who go out there and dip their finger in the ink for UNC. She loves all the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Tonight, my family, my job is simple. I'm here to announce the next speaker, who is a favorite of the people. He was the swimming coach who took the Olympic bronze medal winner, George Bowell III, to the Olympics. He is favored host of the nationally popular television sports show and well-known radio talk show. He is no stranger to this affair of sports or politics. He also served this country as a member of parliament for the constituency of Dabadi O'Meara, the Minister of Sport and Youth Affairs, and is currently an opposition senator. And may I add, he's very much loved in St. Joseph. please welcome your next candidate and Northeast Coordinator of the UNC, Senator Anil Roberts.
Sing this song for bread, peace, and justice. Sing this song for bread, peace, and justice. Sing this song for justice, peace, and bread. Sing this song.
Sitaram, Salaam Alaikum, good night, UNC family, good evening, make some noise. To the members of the rhythm section, the Tassa, the African drums, make some noise, beat some Tassa, let me hear you. KAMLA, KAMLA. KAMLA! 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 Cheaters never prosper except in politics in Trinidad and Tobago. Why is that? I'm going to tell you, how is it possible for a deceitful, pathological miscreant like Keith Christopher Oreo Rowley to become Prime Minister of this country? I will tell you why. The playing field is not fair. The PNM has cheated power and put institutions in place to ensure that anyone who becomes the leader of the PNM has a chance to be Prime Minister. The EBC is infiltrated and infected with the disease of the PNM. The PNM controls with the niece of a former PNM cabinet minister to gerrymander, to trick, to cheat and steal elections. The PNM controls the mass media with editorials and stories which allow the most corrupt government to remain without the people reaching the tipping point. And the final way that the PNM stays in power is by finding people in yellow, people of the opposition, people who are selfish, people who only care about themselves to try and divide. We must reject all who want to divide. If you can name one member who bad talks the UNC from Kaina inside the UNC, who has not been rejected by the UNC, or who is not given a position that they want, then I would like to hear them. As soon as KAMLA gives a young, intelligent citizen an opportunity to serve the country in whatever position, the person who is removed suddenly hate KAMLA. KAMLA bad, KAMLA terrible. But if KAMLA say, come in Couva North, oh God, I love KAMLA, KAMLA sweet. Those type of people must stay far from politics. Politics is about team. This is the star team UNC. Those people who claim that KAMLA need to gerrymander is only needed when you ain't good, when people ain't like you, when you just lie like Rowley. Look, KAMLA have more votes in the front 2 rows than any one of them go get in the whole country. We must solve the problem together. Since 1956, the PNM has divided the opposition by finding weak, selfish people and offering them trinkets of land and power and position. The opposition has splintered since 1956. 56 into 478 different political parties. We say no more. Stand firm in the UNC. We are ready. United. We are strong. They thought KAMLA was weak, so they could laugh at she name Sushila. But Sushila showed them, don't come at she will wet you and drop you down and show you who is leader, because she's well supported and loved across Trinidad and Tobago. So right now we have 17 members of the star team, but they are your team, the people's team, the UNC team, and from Madlot to Chagaramas, down in the middle to St. Helena, Carapachima, Freeport, San Fernando, Orapuch, Naparima, Mayaro, Labre, Point Fortin. Yellow is the color. The UNC is the star team. And KAMLA Prasad Bisesa will be the next leader and the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. So come out and show your unity. Show your strength. We must debunk the myths and the lies that are perpetrated by a system that is designed to keep attorneys who lie in charge, to keep a prime minister who lies in Emailgate as the prime minister, to keep a lady who can't grow hair but find enough cash to walk into a bank and sign the wrong form talking about KAMLA. We must unite. If KAMLA is weak, it is because we are weak. KAMLA is strong and we must strengthen her together. So my family of the United National Congress, we stand ready, each and every one of us, to show the strength of the UNC in this party, its functions, its constituency, its party groups, its national executive, its MPs, its senators, its corporations. We unite to defeat the evil Obia man. Rowley, Rowley must go. Rowley must go. Rowley must go. Rowley must go. And Fuad, when you're lost, come and relax yourself. God bless. Good night.
Sing this song for bread, peace, and justice. Sing this song for bread, peace, and justice. Sing this song for justice, peace, and bread. Sing this song for bread, peace, and justice.
Good night, my UNC family! You know, as I tell my political leader, I love when we have outdoor meetings like this. This is our first one back on the corridor. Make some noise for the Honorable KAMLA Prasad. I tell her numerous times that this is not a political rally. This is a family reunion. Make some noise for yourself. My name is Amit Suknanan, and I firmly support the Honorable KAMLA Prasad Bisesa for leader of the United National Congress again. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a blessed task this evening, but I must say something quickly. I travel often around the globe, around this world, as an entertainer of Trinidad and Tobago. And when I go to different countries, listen to me carefully, my brothers and sisters on the corridor. When I travel around the world and I enter different countries, I am often called black. I am often called black. You know why? Because they recognize and appreciate my skin color, my tone, my texture, my tint, my shade, because I represent Caribbean, because I represent Trinidad and Tobago. I represent the black on the red, white, and black flag. I represent the white on the red, white, and black flag. I represent red on the red, white, and black flag. And for those of you who travel, will know what race is. We don't have race in this country. Don't try to drag Trinbagonians through the murky mud between the roots of the Balize. This government do not believe in education, clearly. Because if they educate you, you would understand there's more to just race. But these uneducated fools that run this country, they can't think outside of their own color and their own blocks, and the red house, and the Balize house. This is the kind of nonsense they promote. And when we on the corridor band together, we eat together, we break bread together, this sort of nonsense irritates me, brothers and sisters. Because the United National Congress is made up of red, white, and black people. And we are one race. We are one race. We must learn to appreciate the value of people, not look and judge as skin color. This is a very tricky topic going on in Trinidad and Tobago, and I choose to bypass it, but for one time, I want to address it. I have the honor this evening to appreciate a black sister, a successful sister, to not just introduce to you to all tonight, but to present to you the Honorable Jerlene John. Make some noise for her. Jerlene John certainly upholds the prestige position of a dutiful individual, given her track record of entrepreneurial and management acclaim for over 25 years and counting. Listen to the caliber of these people. Compassionately called JJ, but I call her our star. I call her our Trinbagonian sister. I call her our Beyonce. Make some noise for Beyonce. That is my star. And she belongs on the star team. That is my star. And that is our star. And that is your star. Make some noise for Jerlene. She consistently served over the years. She tirelessly initiated various social and charitable projects for the United National Congress and Trinidad and Tobago. As you all have seen, this individual, this sister is a worker. Through the hot sun and the rainy storms, this individual is a worker. Make some more noise for Jerlene John. A woman with a lifetime of service, cultivation, and development to the people. She has walked many paths and currently performs her role as an opposition senator. Now, Please make the most noise you have made tonight. And help me welcome my black sister, my Beyonce, my JJ, my opposition senator, my next deputy political leader of the United National Congress, Jolene John.
It is said to be the people, all man's destiny, though the lords of wars and ways who rule our lives say they have the key. They're just selling empty dreams that can't fulfill our needs. Don't they know we understand? And empty
Come sing this song of
sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for justice, peace and bread. Sing this song for...
That is who we are. We fight for bread, peace and justice. UNC does not stand in their ivory tower and sip almond milk. We are on the ground with our people. Why are we there? Because our leader is humble. Because our leader is kind. I want to thank my little brother. I call him my Amitabh Bachchan. Whenever I see him, I say my beloved Amitabh Bachchan. So, it's a mutual admiration society here. Our leader is humble. And we follow our leader. We don't care what anybody say. It's better some of them people in PNM did name Sushila, because Sushila means good conduct. And so many of them have no conduct. No good conduct. It means good disposition. You just carry yourself well. But when PNM on the losing end, they just bring the lowest common denominator. They just trot out the Calabash Alley and put it on our Sushila. But we're standing strong with our KAMLA Sushila Prasad. We love her. We cherish her. We appreciate her. Tonight more than ever, we feel the fierce urgency of now. Because every single day, when we think it can't get worse, once PNM in government, you know it will get worse. Today we are reading our papers. They find right under the PNM mayor nose and the MP's nose a child prostitution ring. Can you imagine that? Right there in Arima, when you think it cannot get worse, it gets worse. Today they are saying that people are breaking into your house. They are specializing now in home invasion and contract killing. This is PNM country. This is where we have gotten to. These are the signs of not good times. They laughed too when their Costa Nostra boss man told them that the girls who were fighting from Mukrapo West Secondary School, he said they're behaving like hyenas from African jungle. Now you tell them about Africa, they're jumpy. They're jumpy. Why they jumpy so? Why they jumpy so for? That they affect me. I'm an unapologetically black woman from Charville. Me a vex, what you vex for? Name your daughter Sushila is good conduct. Every day them girls fighting in school, you wouldn't name your daughter Sushila for them to get that demeanor like KAMLA, decent and well-mannered, respectful. And when they see that, they say she weak. She is not weak. She decent. She named Sushila. It's good conduct. Decent. And we in the UNC, we love that decency. We love that about our leader. So there are markers and nexus along the way to the acceleration of extreme violence in school, violence in the country, the bullying, the harassment, lack of empathy at the top has metastasized. It's spread all over the country. Everybody fighting, everybody vexed. And because they don't have jobs. When you don't have a job and you don't have money, you can't go home. Your wife stop respecting you. So Rowley only want his wife to respect him. No money. And we know what the Calypso say, no money, no love. That is true. When you call on the Prime Minister to do something about crime, he said, I'm not in your bedroom. I'm not in your choice of men, because he's so fixated on nighty and bedroom. Because it seems as if he like little NATEX. Call me when you want, call me when you need. You understand? You just call my name. He's little NATEX. He's frisky. They're seeing that. They want to talk about we Sushila, a woman of good conduct. Listen to me, Senator Roberts and my beloved Senator Damian and Senator Naked is here. You know what they do to us in a certain place and what they tell us, but I wouldn't give them the answer tonight. Another man used to say, not tonight. Not tonight, it's for another night. So, our beloved KAMLA Prasad Bisesa and the UNC told them that the anti-gang legislation would not work. Yet the PNM and their friends in the media, their chamber of commerce and so on, trying to bully us. But I want to tell the PNM tonight, we are stupid in the UNC. Faith without work is dead. Go and do some work. Go and do some work. Children need guidance. They need to be taught right from wrong. They need to be taught civility. They need to have good family structure and good communities, good school. Look, we come here to a little primary school, Hindu school. If you go in the washroom, every roll of toilet paper there. Because they know use where you want and leave the rest. And the toilet's squeaky clean. What does that tell you? It tells you that the values are starting from the home and into the school, into the communities. That is where it starts. When it is you are at home, you are not taught manners make it man. Where you want it is the police will pick you up. It are no maths in that. And no amount of one shot, one kill. Not solving that, because the other night I told them, the more African they gone down, is the more African that come. The more African that they kill, is the more that keep coming to kill. It's more crime, more crime. You cannot solve crime by saying one shot, one kill. That does not work. You have to do the hard work within the communities. And in their usual styles of doing nothing, having no plan, doing absolutely no work, cross your finger and say, KAMLA, Sushila, Prasad, Bisesa. It will go away. It will not go away, PNM. You got to do some work. Racism does not work. You're wasting your time. It will not go away. So when in the morning, the Minister of Education say, violence in school down to zero. What happened in the evening? By the evening, all across social media, there's this little child with a massive gash over her face. Do you think if the PNM had not gotten rid of the KAMLA Prasad Bisesa laptop program, that little child, that 13-year-old child, her bag would have been full with laptop. It wouldn't have no space to hold no knife. The knife wasn't to peel a Julie mango. It was to gash another child's face. That is what they're breeding. Because the fish does rot from the head. In management, I say, the company, the organization, the country takes on the DNA of the leader. So come down from there, Rowley. Come down from there. You're too much. You're too much. Too much. UNC, be proud of our policies. Be proud of your vision. Be proud of the hard work of your country. Of your party, sorry. Be proud of your leader. Be proud of your leader. KAMLA Prasad Bisesa, be proud of her. And when they jam you, jam them back. Jam them back. Give them pound for pound. You flatten them. Flatten them. They tell you and see the worst thing. And they tell us, you just say, sit down and pray. And say, what a friend we have in Jesus. But the only thing where you can deal with a bully is to kneecap him. Kneecap him. Drop it on him. And who vex laws? Who vex laws? Do not apologize for anything. Who vex laws? They come for it, they're going to get it. The PNM convinced people that laptop bad for them. A minister of housing named Rudal Munilal came down to HDC, giving out 100 houses a week. He came to people in HDC, mainly black, who they said, oh, work hard. The hardest working group of people I've ever met. All these stereotypes. They're trotting out 100 keys a week. Marlene McDonald shows up on the compound. She said, that is stupidness. I asked the other night, you think Rudal Munilal knew 100 people in Debe Junction to give keys to? He was given to all and sundry because that is the way the UNC conduct themselves. Wherever there's a need, we serve that need. We are not about color and race, and I don't know why we're talking about race here tonight. Don't apologize to who you are. Our leader name is KAMLA, Sushila, Pasal Bisasa, and who vexed us? Who vexed us? Recently, we saw our young people, many with degrees, sleeping overnight on the pavement, trying to get a job on cruise ships. On cruise ships. Long lines. You saw Stuart Young cheering in that line? You saw Rowan cheering them line? Anybody for Rowley? Imbe? No, who there? Who in that line? When they closed down ArcelorMittal, 644 people went home. Talented, skilled people. What Jennifer Betty say? They will go and drive truck because of PNM you must always get the crumbs. The best is for the rich friend who they're making richer. Poor people, the people who vote for them, must drive truck. There's nothing wrong with that. It's an honest living. But why it is you are not getting the better opportunities with the PNM? You know why? There are two policies. The rich must get richer. And you who in need, you're not needy. You are. You're greedy. You know, UNC, keep up now, man. Keep up. We have a battle to fight. We're fighting for bread, peace, and justice. Wake up. Only want coffee. Share coffee now, man. UNC falling asleep on me. So seeing our people on the pavement, it's a shame. It's not only a shame, it's a damn shame. And I say damn, because my name is Jelly, not Sushila. Jelly name means good conduct. It's a damn shame. And all they could do is to study our leader's name. The UNC told them this would happen, because garbage in, garbage out. The PNM has never cared about workers. In fact, they care about nobody. I see the union said now they're going and do some a motion of no confidence in them next week. They told us that they're just in charge for the rich to get richer. What KPB said? Our leader said education for all. You take a shot of education. They say one shot, one thing. She said, well, you take a shot of laptop. You take a shot of healthcare when I build all them hospital. You see PNM up and down, bending themselves into pretzel to tell you about them bill Arima and Point 14. Are those in areas that vote for the UNC? No. But that is the way the UNC govern. The UNC governs for all. For all. For all. When we say all, that's what we mean. For everybody. Jobs and opportunity for all. Good jobs. Not just for the fortunate and well-connected, but for everybody. That's the way UNC conduct themselves. But under the PNM, we always have to stampede. Remember when we start old people in the rain stampeding for vaccine? People stampeding for food basket. When they tell them, go from here, you're not needy, you're just greedy. And now they're on the pavement stampeding for cruise ship jobs. But which, by the way, is a guy I know who worked in that industry. And he told me that they have many people from Philippines on those ships. And he said in the Philippines, these people are engineers. But when they go on the ship, they work in the garbage room. I cast no aspersion. I'm just telling you, Rowley have a brain drain because our people are desperate and they will take anything. And when they go, they might very well not come back. The best, our young people are going. You understand? Yet they sit down, as I said, in their ivory tower. They sit in their ivory tower and drink almond milk. We must eat cake. A union leader in his speech yesterday aptly described what happens when a selfish, cruel, dotish bunch of never see come see in charge. The union leader asked, where did they feel the 644 workers from ArcelorMittal went? Where did they go? Where did they go? The 200 workers from Central. Where did the workers from the Tourism Development Corporation went? Where did the CAL workers go? The TSCT workers, all the petroleum workers. Where do you think they went? And today, they are stampeding for jobs on a cruise ship. PNM should feel shame. Shame. A shame. Waste of time. Today the Express editorial and Guardian also wrote about it. They said they call it a sign of a desperate market because them two now waking up that PNM ain't good for nothing. Waste of time. And I'm not just saying that because I like them. I don't like them. I'm saying that because this PNM particularly is good for nothing. They don't like people. They do nothing in the interest that will serve the people. And that is not good. When you are in politics as our leader said, to do what? Serve the people. Serve the people. Serve the people. She said it 3 times. So the Express today calls it a sign of a desperate job market. And went further to say, what the country has witnessed over just 2 days is a stark evidence of the growing level of unemployment and underemployment that has been building since the economy went into decline since 2015. Ladies and gentlemen, UNC, we reached here because Rowley, instead of working to find solution, choosing to distract people already on the thin edge of the wedge with KAMLA Sushila Prasad Visesa. By calling her name repeatedly, signaling to their audience that this is a name, and any name sounding like that should be ridiculed, laughed at, mocked, discredited, be demeaned, be shown hatred and contempt. Can you imagine that? I want to know who in Rowley cabinet will ever be the first Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Who? But KAMLA Prasad Visesa was. And she will be the second female Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. So instead of trying to bully KAMLA Prasad Visesa, they should have told their audience that she came from humble beginnings, but that didn't deter her. She was at one time one of the youngest lecturers at university in Mona campus. She was awarded a Fulbright scholarship to go to Columbia University. You know why it is to go to Columbia University? But she didn't take it. She decided she wanted to go to law school. And when she went to law school, UNC, the person I'm talking about is KAMLA Sushila Prasad Visesa. She won prizes for the most outstanding student and the best overall performance. Our leader of this glorious party, of our United National Congress, who led the UNC into government in 2010, becoming the first female Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. And with all of that, she remains humble. KAMLA not biggish. Humble, I don't know if you don't know her, but I know her. I don't want you all to get jealous. But she treats me like a sister. She calls me sister. For years now, but that was our secret now, you know. And it's true. I believe her. Our leader is worthy. Dear and gentle, KAMLA Prasad Visesa, please stand. our great party, KAMLA Prasad Bisesa. Thank you. Thank you. So she led the UNC, the glorious United National Congress, into government in 2010, becoming the first female prime minister. And as I said, with all of that, she remains humble, kind, fair, and respectful to everyone. That is our example. Tonight, KAMLA Prasad Bisesa is here. And I want to thank her for asking me to be her deputy political leader, one of the three, for the third time. Political leader, I don't take your confidence lightly. Thank you so much. Tonight, we are here because she's seeking your endorsement to continue as your leader. And as sure as night follows day, KAMLA Prasad Bisesa, not too long from now, will lead the UNC into victory and government once again. Ladies and gentlemen.
Sing this song for bread, peace, and justice. Sing this song for bread, peace, and justice. Sing this song for justice, peace, and bread. Sing this song for bread, peace, and justice. Shall we die through all our days without those things that our children leave behind bars that all minds make, while selfish fools on affairs do feed? Let's unite throughout this land and face them hand in hand. Let's show them we're not weak. We'll find the peace we seek. Sing this song for bread, peace, and justice. Sing this song for bread, peace, and justice.
The voice of the people is the voice of God. Want to say a special good night to the UNC team. One team, one leader. Yeah. And tonight, this is just a small part of the revolution here also. So we're here tonight to let you all know on election day. Yeah. Internal election day, you'll put your X next to the star. One leader, one team. Team UNC! Woo! Hey. People crying out for justice. Some of them crying out for freedom. Everybody crying out for democracy. So it's time to make a stand. Let's go. Put your hand up in the air. 'Cause this is a revolution. Hey. The people revolution. Hey. This is a revolution. Let's unite and stand for something. This is a revolution. People revolution. This is the revolution. Everybody say freedom. Everybody say freedom. Man and woman say. Everybody say freedom. Everybody say freedom. Everybody say freedom. Man and woman come freedom. Everybody say freedom. Low. Tonight we in here support of KAMLA. The UNC team and that's the leader. Tell them the beautiful woman came from far. So put the X by the star. Hey, 'cause this is a revolution. The people's revolution. This is a revolution. Let's unite and stand for something. This is a revolution. The people's revolution. This is a revolution. Everybody say freedom. Everyone Everybody say freedom. Man and woman say. Everybody say.
Easy. I want to hear them. Sing it.
Freedom.
Sing it. Sing it. Sing it. Oh, that's it.
Look, let us. This lady will run the country. She's gonna bring back sweet tea and tea. For the children here inside this country. Lord, we just get rid of Rowley. Why?
Cause this is a revolution.
Hey!
The people a revolution.
Hey!
This is a revolution. Let's unite and stand for something.
This is a revolution. The people's revolution. This is a revolution. Now we are again. Hey! Freedom! 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 Okay, everybody! Put the X by the star.
MC Biggs.
Good night, everyone. How are you all feeling? So we coming live from the East-West corridor. And you know, when I look at the numbers here and you feel the energy, you know we are in a good place whenever this dictatorial, inept, incompetent PNM regime decides to call a local election or a general election. Tonight, I am humble, I am inspired, I am excited to share this space with a true visionary, a true leader, a true champion of the cause, the Honorable Mrs. KAMLA Persad-Bissessar. Let's give it up for her. So, as Councillor for St. Augustine, South Piarco, St. Helena, I am declaring my support for the UNC's incumbent leader, Mrs. Persad-Bissessar. I am pledging my allegiance to a great leader who has poured her energy selflessly for this country. I endorse her fair and strategic leadership, and I know she has the moral fiber and capability to take our party and country by leaps and bounds. Her focus is people-centered, and her action reflects flexibility and great empathy for all of Trinidad and Tobago. Her path is one of positivity, and her vision is one of reliability. Her experience is multifaceted, and she has always shown strong leadership, none other than KAMLA Persad-Bissessar. My name is Richard Rampersad, and I wholeheartedly endorse Mrs. Persad-Bissessar. Our next speaker is a child of the UNC who has blossomed into a warrior for the people. Khadija Amin has proven herself as a force to be reckoned with in the political domain. Her role as deputy political leader of the UNC, senator, the youngest chairman of the TPRC, street captain, youth officer, campaign and area manager has all aided her in becoming the astute and insightful woman that she is today. She advocates against various social issues such as gender inequality, violence against women and children. She's always lobbying and fighting for great infrastructure in this constituency of St. Augustine. She is currently the Member of Parliament for this very area in which we are in here. Please, with a lusty round of applause, help me welcome none other than our MP for this area, Ms. Khadija Amin, and your next Deputy Chairman of the United National Congress.
Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for bread, peace and justice. Sing this song for justice, peace and bread. Sing this song. Are you ready?
East-West Corridor, are you ready for
And if you are ready, let me hear you say, KAMLA, KAMLA, KAMLA. I want to hear the rhythm section. I want to hear the rhythm section. Let me hear you say, KAMLA, 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 KAMLA. Tonight, it is a confirmation that the people of the East-West Corridor supports KAMLA Prasad Bisesa as political leader and to return as Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. To my honorable leader and to my fellow candidates of the winning Team UNC Star Slate, my sisters and brothers, I want to tell you something tonight. So many of our speakers were vibrant and full of energy, but I want to be a little serious. I want to tell you why I support this woman, KAMLA Prasad Bisesa. Even as a young girl going to St. George's College, I was always very passionate about what I believe in. And so I found my answer when Basdeo Pandey led the United National Congress. I was attracted to his philosophy of a government of national unity. And so I became a part of the UNC straight out of school while I was waiting on A-level results. As a counselor for the people right here in St. Augustine, I found myself fighting on the side of justice. And it is through the leadership of our chief servant. Remember, she always says, serve the people, serve the people, serve the people. Our chief servant, the Honorable KAMLA Sushila Prasad Bisesa. It was through her faith and confidence and belief in young people that I was able to grow in service and be elected as the youngest person to ever be the chairman of a municipal corporation in this country. And even as I progressed as a senator and now as the member of parliament for St. Augustine, I want to tell you that all the positions I served in in the UNC, I started as a street captain. We used to go house to house taking people's information. I was a youth officer. I was a constituency chairman. When everybody in St. Augustine abandoned the UNC and went with Dukuran to form the COP, I stayed with United National Congress. And as the chairman of the St. Augustine constituency back then, we brought home the St. Augustine constituency to the UNC. I had the honor of serving as the Women's Affairs Officer on the National Executive under KAMLA Prasad Bisesa. I became a deputy political leader of this party at the age of 34. And now I am deputy chairman. And I am telling you this to tell you that my resolve to build the UNC, to contribute to the United National Congress as a national party where every creed and race is at home in the house of the rising sun. A party that will return to the government of this country, not for the sake of us as UNC members, but I want to tell you that even PNM supporters fare better under the United National Congress. All you know that? They will eat grass under the PNM. But when this woman, KAMLA Prasad Bisesa, is Prime Minister, every single citizen benefits. KAMLA Prasad Bisesa has been a real uniting force in this country. The partnership that we had when we were in government, the dedication it took to bring that unity, and her dedication as a leader. Some people will not know the sleepless nights, but I want to pay tribute to her today for bringing that unity and keeping that partnership together. And I want to tell you too, you see this lady, remember when she was Minister of Education? Remember when she was Minister of Legal Affairs? I want to tell you that I might have been in school still, but her policies on education and children, and using education so that each generation will use it as a key to upliftment. I can tell you personally that that resonates with me. Every time I hear her speak about education as a tool to come out of poverty and to be uplifted. Because I grew up in a poor home, but I know the impact of education opening doors for anyone. And I see it more and more as a member of parliament. And you know, every single day, there are people who did not vote for laptops, but they want Auntie KAMLA to give them a laptop. Auntie KAMLA never discriminated. There were not laptops for UNC children. There were laptops for every single child in this country. So I know personally that education is a tool for empowerment, and I want to pay tribute to this leader, KAMLA Prasad Bisesa, for this her type of leadership. I want to tell you that as I advocate for issues such as violence against women, gender equality, the welfare of our children, as we in St. Augustine constituency and the East-West corridor fight for roads to be improved, our bridges falling down, lights and water for the St. Augustine constituency. Our struggle is the struggle of every citizen in Trinidad and Tobago. And when we see the long lines, Donna Cox say, people greedy, she doesn't know that we are truly needy. But this KAMLA Prasad Bisesa knows the heart and minds of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. So when I see people lining up for hampers, when I see the injustice being meted out to our citizens, not only in this constituency but throughout the country, our desire must be to return the United National Congress to government. Returning the UNC to government is not for us in the UNC only. It is for every single citizen of both Trinidad and Tobago. Now I want to touch on a touchy subject. I want to say to you tonight that as a young lady, my name is Khadija Amin. So as a young lady, I experienced occasions when I would have been ridiculed for my name because it is unusual to some people. When I saw our leader standing up to the ridicule from the PNM's women, and you know they say all of us is women, all of us are women, we should stand for each other. PNM women, nothing! You are a shame and disgrace to women. KAMLA Prasad Bisesa, I felt a sense of pride when you stood up for the bullying and the bigotry by those PNM women. I felt as though KAMLA Prasad Bisesa was standing up not only for me, but hundreds of thousands of citizens whose only crime might be that our parents dared to give us a different name, to celebrate our ancestry or our belief system. People with African names, look to Haka Obika. People with Hindu names, people with Muslim names, and yes, David Lee, even people with Chinese names. Your stance, leader, has confirmed to every single citizen in this rainbow nation that the claim to our heritage and for us to ensure that truly every single creed and race finds an equal place in this country. And that is something that the PNM is not in support of. I say to you, leader, forget the naysayers. I stand with our leader, and I stand with you as you have declared by your example. And so I ask you to give KAMLA Prasad Bisesa your full support to return as political leader of the United National Congress. My brothers and sisters, I want to say a little thing to the naysayers. I am a child of the UNC. I came into this party when our founding leader was there. I was nominated at the age of 21, and I continued to serve in this party. And I have seen so many opportunities to serve under KAMLA Prasad Bisesa. So all of those who are saying it is time for KAMLA to go, I want to tell you something tonight. No person is immortal. The day will come when we and the UNC will have a new leader. But that day is not today. We support KAMLA Prasad Bisesa for leader of the United National Congress. We have seen leaders before, and in our history as a party, we will see new leaders come. But today, and on June 26th, for our UNC internal elections, we must return KAMLA Prasad Bisesa as a leader of the UNC to take us back into government. The objective is to go back in government. Coming together is the beginning. We must keep together in progress and work together for success. I am asking you tonight, my brothers and sisters, tonight we are on the East-West corridor. The leader of the United National Congress has launched her campaign to return as leader on the East-West corridor. And that should tell you something. On June 26th, I am asking you to put 18 X's next to 18 stars. Forget who oppose, who come in for 5%. The man lucky if he get 1%. He might get 0% if... Let us unite under the leadership of our political leader, the Honorable KAMLA Sushila Prasad Bisesa. Ladies and gentlemen, my brothers and sisters of St. Augustine constituency and the East-West corridor, my name is Khadija Amin. I am your candidate for Deputy Chairman of the United National Congress, and I support KAMLA Prasad Bisesa for return as leader of the United National Congress.
It is said to be the people, all man's destiny. Though the lords of wars and wars who rule our lives, say they have the key. They're just selling empty dreams.
East-West corridor, how are you feeling tonight? To all challengers I say, the United National Congress is strong, vibrant and powerful. We're going to beat them in the east, we're going to beat them in the west, we're going to beat them in the north, and we're going to surely beat them in the South. My name is Prakash Bharat, Councillor for the District of Kora Paradise, Tacarigua, and I support Kamla Prasad Bisesa for leader of the United National Congress. It is only fair that Kamla Prasad Bisesa be referred to as a true visionary. From serving at local government as an alderman to becoming our nation's first female Attorney General, Minister of Legal Affairs, Minister of Education, to dutifully performing her role as the first female Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Mrs. Prasad Bisesa has consistently focused her energy towards each and every one of her citizens. Affectionately referred to as Auntie Kamla by citizens, she is currently in her 25th year of consecutive service to our country as a Member of Parliament for the constituency of Siparia. She is currently the political leader of the United National Congress. And come June 26th, she will be returned as a leader with our support. Ladies and gentlemen, as you stand, and as the rhythm section heats up a little bit here, let us welcome the wonderful, the beautiful, the magnificent, the loving, the caring, Honorable Mrs. Kamla Suchala Prasad Bisesa.
Thank you very much, Councillor Praki. Thank you very much. UNC family, good evening. And as I greet you here, face to face, I say what a wonderful thing it is now that we can meet face to face after almost 2 years in lockdown. But whilst I greet my UNC family, there are one or two persons I really would like to say a very special good night to, and to thank very much for joining up with us this evening. I speak of none other than Archbishop Barbara Burke. Please give her a round of applause. Barbara and I go back a long way in the faith. I worked with her when I was Minister of Education to give the Baptist community their first ever school in Trinidad and Tobago. I worked with her to get the first ever Baptist preschool in Trinidad and Tobago. And it was our hope and vision that when we form the next government, but when we form it this time, that we will get the Baptist community, will get the spiritual shouter Baptists I'm talking of, will get their first ever secondary school in Trinidad and Tobago. And this is why we say, when the UNC governs, we govern for all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. In that time as Minister of Education, I recall we built the Baptist school. We built the Astor School in Charleville. Today, when you see that school, it is like a university campus. We built a Pentecostal school in Central. We built the Hindu school, secondary school. We built the Baptist Christ. Look, it's every religion. We built schools in every religion. Yes, and we built the South Campus. Thank you very much, of the University of the West Indies. And the second person I want to acknowledge tonight, and I'm very happy to see that he's here, because you would say, well, he's not a UNC, but he's my brother in the law, none other than Senior Counsellor Israel Khan. Thank you very much. Thank you, Israel. Thank you so much. So Israel must have felt something touch him in his soul for him to show up here tonight, and I thank him so much for the support. And when I was reading his article, where he said, "A rose by any other name according to JJ, help me UNC family, a rose by any other name, still a rose. And I remembered when Israel joined the legal profession many moons ago, and Israel was so bold and courageous that he went into the courthouse wearing, guess what? Well, you see, Israel people know your history, wearing a Nehru suit. And he almost got pelted out. In fact, I think they pelted him out of the court, if I'm not mistaken. But he had a running battle that what was wrong with wearing a Nehru suit? It was a suit. But it was the same colonial mentality then in some circles that pervades up to today. So in case nobody knew my name except Greg and my father and my mother, that my middle name was Sushila. Well, thanks to these people, the whole country now knows my name. And as I told you before, I am Kamla Sushila Prasad Visesa, and I am proud of my name. I'm proud. And Tahaka will tell you, he's Tahaka Obika, and he is proud of his name. Give up that for him as well. He was just telling me in school when he was growing up, the pressure he had with a name like that. But look at him now, a great soul, a son of our soil, brilliant and doing so well. Taka, congratulations to you. So look, let not your name be your problem. Whatever name it may be, you are still that person that you are. You are worthy of respect. And we must respect each other all the time, every time. So forget this name business and let's go on to serious business tonight. Let's do some serious business. I'm happy, as I say, to be with you. And I'm reminded that in 2010, it was right here in this school that I launched my campaign to become the political leader of the UNC. Right here. And it was right here, in that internal election, that the MP for St. Augustine, Khadija Amin, was right here. Khadija had a sprained foot. And she came in this school. Yes, you remember. She coordinated the constituency here in St. Augustine and beat whoever it was. She had the fella crying by the end of the evening, who was then the sitting MP. He was then the sitting MP for St. Augustine. Well, he ended up crying when Khadija finished with him. Today, Khadija is the MP for St. Augustine. So several years ago, you gave me the mandate to continue work that we were doing for so many years. Tonight, we are back with you, asking for your mandate once again to lead our great party into government. And I'm saying to you, let's share a little bit, is why do I fight? You heard the powerful speakers here tonight. I mean, Annie Roberts, Jillian John, Saddam Hussein, all those who came and spoke before me. Give it up for them. Strong, powerful UNC people on the platform tonight. And so why do I fight? You know, sometimes people say, Kamla, girls, storm and look after your children. And, well, my children are big now. Praise the Lord. And my grandson is also big enough to take care of himself. So, Trinidad and Tobago, you are my family. And that is why I will continue in the fight to serve Trinidad and Tobago. Our party stands for democracy. Our party stands against all kinds of autocracy and dictatorship. Our party is enshrined in our constitution of our party. We have defended, we advanced democracy here like no other force has ever done before. Never before has any force defended the democracy of TNT as our UNC today. We fight against the elites. We fight against oppression. We fight against injustice. And we say democracy for all the people. Today, when we see what is happening in our country, I mean, I can't understand. The PNM women on their platform last evening belittling my name and so on, in an attempt to distract from their lies to the people. You remember they lied and they came and they said They said that we got a 97 report, a SABGA report, and we hid the report and we did nothing. Nothing, we did nothing. 20 how much years ago, you know, bringing this report. And up to today, you have a report from last year and the police saying they're not interviewing anybody at the children's homes. Today, shame, disgrace, scandal. The police are saying they are waiting for the adults. But isn't the same adults who are molesting and abusing the children? Who are they protecting in the pedophile national movement? Who is being protected in the pedophile national movement? Come real and tell us why. I am told, and I am asking if it's true, that up to today, the police have not received a copy of the Justice Judith Jones report. Up to today, I'm being told they did not get a copy of that report. So no wonder the police, some police are saying, I think it's the high-ups, they're saying they're waiting for the adults. How can you do that? Our children are with monsters, and you want the very monsters to come and complain about themselves. Barbara, that could ever happen? That making any sense? That ain't making no sense at all. So again, I did it on Thursday. I call again this Thursday. Go into those homes and remove the monsters from those homes. Remove the children from those homes where being molested and abused. We have to take them out. We have to take them out. My speakers before talked about the violence in our schools generally. We are looking at the violence everywhere in our country. And yet we want to say, great is Rowley. Every single thing, every institution has broken down. From the top, going right down, everything has broken down. From the office of the president, they have corrupted the office of the president with the police service commission issue. Don't forget it, you know. Never. The office of the president has been severely compromised when it is a high official. And we didn't know then, but Rowley has now admitted he was the man who went there. And then the list was withdrawn. Office of the president, true as they say, from pillar to post. Today we have the office of the attorney general severely compromised. Severely, seriously compromised. And what does he say? He says, I'm going to stay silent. When asked about the questions we raised on the platform, I know Saddam raised some today. I had raised it last week, last Monday. He sends out a little press release and says, I'm going to stay silent. Honorable Attorney General, shut up and go home. You have to go now. You must leave now. You have to go now. And therefore, as we take forward our party, this election is just a stepping stone, this internal election, because we are getting into the real elections, whether local, whether general, whichever one. We must be ready and strong. We must be ready. We must be ready. Therefore, I am not afraid. I've told you before, I'm not afraid. They have said everything under the sun that they can ever say about me. I don't think they could make up anything more again. Every single thing has been said. And therefore, I am still standing tall and proud and strong. And I thank God for the health and strength that He has given me to continue the fight on your behalf. And I do so as I go forward with the STAR team, a brilliant team I want to acknowledge here tonight. For Deputy Leader Jerlyn John, please give her a round of applause. For Deputy Leader David Lee, Dr. David Lee. And once more joining my team, I welcome as Deputy Leader Dr. Rudal Munilal. As Chairman, MP Dave Tanku. As Deputy Chairman, Khadija Amin, MP. And I know the rest of you wouldn't get too jealous if I pause for a moment to really sing the praises and pay tribute to MP Khadija Amin. She has been a child of the UNC and she has never wavered. The poor girl even got locked up by police when she was protesting up here. against unjust behavior. She has shared with us some of her history. The youngest councillor at age 21, elected age 22. In 2010, under my watch, she became, as she told us, the chair of the Tunapuna Regional Corporation. She has been a former Women's Arm chairman, deputy leader, deputy chair. Then she became a senator in the 11th Parliament. And then she became, of course, now the MP for St. Augustine. This is a UNC member who has walked every pathway, every footpath in her journey in the politics. And today she deserves everything good that she gets. She has learned, which I want to share with some of you who say you want to lead the UNC, you want to help the UNC. You can't come from the top. I say you can't fly down from Mars. You can't come from the moon. You have to come from where? The ground. You have to start on the ground. And people think to become Prime Minister, all you have to do is come and smile, call everybody a sycophant, and they'll come back and vote for you, make you leader, and make you Prime Minister. But the journey is long and hard, and like Khadija, I started on the ground. I didn't jump off of Mars or the moon or Saturn or any of the planets. I started work on the ground. In the constituency of Siparia, I started on the ground. I began very humbly as an older man in the St. Patrick County Council then. Today it's the Siparia Corporation. I started a local government. That is why I was very happy to welcome into our parliament local government representatives. Khadija Amin. We brought in Michelle Benjamin. We brought in Vandana Mohit. Thank you all. From where? From local government. Ravi Ratiram, local government. So guys in the local government, you have a long way to go and you can reach right to the top in our party. Before it was a feeling if you're in local government, you can't come out. No. We have proven and we've shown everybody has a chance. Everyone has the ambition to aspire. But guess what? To aspire, to work hard. Or you say to perspire too, you have to work really hard. You can't just want to be the leader, but you don't want to work. So the detractors, God bless all of you. I wish you good luck, but the star team will win on the 26th of January. I am happy also to welcome on the star team, very brilliant young lawyer, Sean Sobers. Please, let's hear it for Sean. And a new education officer in this team is none other than MP Vandana Mohit. We welcome on the star team. A new research officer, now who has been doing research for me for quite a while and for the party. I'm very happy to welcome him now as research officer. Brilliant young lawyer, Saddam Hussein. MP for Barataria. I am happy again to welcome our election officer, fearless, dedicated, committed stalwart of our party, Don Sylvester. We thank you very much. To serve on the star team is Neil Gusain. Neil is a successful businessman in insurance industry. And he was a former chairman of National Petroleum. Neil Gusain is bidding to serve as treasurer on our slate, and we wish him good luck. We know that he can win. And Neil, we have 2 elections coming up. Please, we have to make some money as treasurer. So we give you that support. Our international relations officer, a young, brilliant young man, has served. He's one of the longest serving youth officers of our party first. He was a former Commonwealth Youth Ambassador representing Trinidad and Tobago at the Commonwealth Heads of Government meetings in 2011 and 2013. Well, he was a former judge in the Queen's Commonwealth Essay Competition, and he has served as International Affairs Officer on our team. I ask you to welcome Wilfred Morris as our International Relations Officer. As our party organizer, he is a former UWI Guild president. He's a holder of a BSc in engineering and an MBA from Angela Ruskin University. He's a member of parliament for Couva North. He's our shadow agriculture minister. Welcome as party organizer, MP Ravi Ratiram. And our South Regional Coordinator. This lady has been a stalwart of the party. She has been criticized by some and loved by many. She's better known as the leader of the Shanti Brigade. A strong UNC brigade. Please welcome as our South Regional Coordinator, Shanti Budram. For our Central Regional Coordinator, I want you to welcome the former chairman of UWI Guild. He holds a bachelor's in government and international relations. He has a postgraduate degree in communications and he holds a diploma in law. Before coming into the politics, he served 4 years in the Foreign Service. He served as deputy head of the ceremonials for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting that was held in Trinidad. He is none other than the Peppermouth MP for Princestown, Barry Padarat, as Central Regional Coordinator. Our next person on the slate, a successful businessman. He has over 20 years management experience. He holds an MBA. He's also a qualified commercial pilot. He represented our great party in general elections and he has served as our coordinator. Welcome again, Northwest Regional Coordinator Eli Zakuru. Our Northeast Regional Coordinator. Well, this fella really needs no big introduction. We used to call him Spock, you remember that? Spock himself, an icon in local sports and swimming, a former minister, a former MP, one of the loudest and strongest voices on the airwaves, and a senator in our parliament, Annie Roberts as our new Northeast Regional Coordinator. Right. The next candidate on our team, we have a very strong, brilliant team to take us into government. He's a holder of a BSc in economics. He's a holder of an MBA in finance. He worked in Tobago as a teacher and later as an economist in the Division of Finance of the THA. He has experience in the international banking sector. He's a former UNC senator. He's a chief economist, our Tobago Regional Coordinator, none other than Tahaka Obika. And there you have it. So we end with the coordinator for Tobago. But I want to go back to the black woman of Charleville. She was here tonight. I mentioned as deputy leader Jillian John, and I think I went too fast. So I really want to thank her, pay tribute to her as well. She stood with the UNC over all the ills and all the good things. A strong and vibrant woman. A strong, vibrant woman who will face any challenge. What they say, walk any mountain, what to swim in every river, Damien, you know all these songs. This is none other than our DPL JJ Jillian John. So we have a fighting team, we have a diligent team, we have a committed team that will help us, as I say, go forward into government. I want to thank all of you. Remember the PNM has destroyed our country. Maybe you fell down, you put God out of your thoughts in the last election and you voted for the waste that we are seeing. You voted for the damage that has been done to our country. But don't let it happen again. Let us get committed from now. Let us band together and unite now. We must do it now. Too many are fallen victims to crime. Too many are fallen victims to hunger, hardship, hopelessness, the high cost of living. And everywhere you turn is only despair and joblessness. Jillian spoke about what happened at Sapa and Napa with the cruise ship. So we have a joblessness pandemic as well, in addition to everything else. The PNM scourge and unemployment pandemic, which is the worst that has ever been in our country since independence. They have no plan, no strategy, no policy of how to grow the economy, of how to create jobs. I want to remind you, under my watch, we did not raise a single tax, but we created 50,000 new jobs. They don't have a clue or a plan. And so all we can do from now until whenever that election is called, we must come together. So each one, bring one. Each two, bring four. And together we will go forth, we'll multiply the UNC membership and support in order to take government out of this wicked and corrupt bunch of people who are in charge of our country. Moving forward together, as your leader, we will fight for all. There's much worse that unites us than divides us. Much more that will unite us than that will divide us. I want you to always remember we are united by a common history. We are united by a common love for our country. We are united by a common love for our children. We live together. We celebrate together. We work together. We laugh together. We cry together. Sadly, we are also united by a common oppression under Rowley and his team. They oppress us all. I've always asked you to remember this, that we are all, as Morgan Job tells us, see not race in every face, but see grace in the human race. That unites us as a human race. I've said to you, if I hold my hand and you cut my hand here, and you do the same, we have the same red blood in our veins. The same red blood. It's not black, it's not green, it's not blue, it's not yellow, it's white. We share the same human red blood. And the things that make you cry will make me cry too. The things that make you laugh will make me laugh too. And the things that we share forever in love and in joy, those are the things as a human race that we all value and honor. So put aside all terms of differences and let us unite together in our common values and shared truths and values. I have told you and I tell you tonight, and I thank you for coming out tonight in your numbers to this meeting here on the corridor. What a welcome sight to see so many of you here. Again, I thank Israel Senior Council. I thank the Archbishop. I thank every one of you who made that effort to be here tonight. And remember always, you have had leaders before me. You will have leaders after me. But you will never ever have a leader who loves you as much as I do. Thank you very much.
are calling on all the winning candidates of the Star Slate. Please come on stage. All the winning candidates for the next National Executive of the United National Congress. Let us see our candidates who will face the polls. Rhythm section, you could keep it up, you know, it's sounding good.